I know why you can't sleep at night. I know why. Everybody's up late night. A lot of people doom scroll. A lot of people don't truly know why. They know something is wrong with the world, but they can't put their finger on it. They know something has been off. They know something isn't right. Day-to-day life doesn't seem right. Everything seems mundane. Everybody's checking out of everything. Everybody's checking out of society. They know something is wrong with the world. This is the reason why you need to wake up, and everybody should wake up. This is the reason why everybody can't sleep at night. I know why you stay up scrolling your phone screens. You're looking for something. I know what you're looking for. Everybody goes down that period. Everybody knows the saying of seeking ye shall find. And once you go down that rabbit hole, you end up finding what you're looking for. Just to find what you're looking for, just to eventually be disturbed. A lot of people receive it with joy for a while, and then a lot of people don't receive it with joy. And then when bad things happen, hard things happen, what they were looking for the entire time end up destroying them, and then they get mad. So this is why once you find it, you need to be able to process it and understand it. The reason why most people can't sleep, because they know something is intrinsically wrong, or something is wrong with everything. There's a hidden construct behind everything. There's a hidden order that everybody's supposed to be adhering to, but nobody knows what to do. Nobody truly knows what to do. They're searching for something. Intrinsically, the human soul is in search. Since the dawn of human time, the human soul has been in search for something in this very, very world, and it seems like nobody can find it. And most of the things that we search for is hidden in plain sight. Yet people keep getting the grass is always greener syndrome, searching for this, searching for that, thinking it's this, thinking it's some external force, some external factor, thinking that it's some elaborate video that's going to awaken something inside of them when they should have known it was already inside of them themselves. So this is the reason why no one can sleep anymore. Everybody's tossing and turning and fumbling around, kerfuffling to the phone screen and algorithms in search for the truth. But the truth is always in plain sight for those who recognize it. But this is why I talk about how the world is starting to very, very become something so intrinsically dishonorable. Everything in society is starting to break down. Ever since phones came in, everything is breaking down in society. So we have to rebuild everything internally. If you're not building things internally, then you can't even function in reality properly. This is why we're having these epidemics. This is why we're having these things in the first place. Nobody's truly functioning at their optimal capabilities anymore, their intrinsic power, the power that they've been given. Nobody wants to use it anymore. Perhaps it's because everybody's distracted. Perhaps it's because everybody's distracted out of the phone screens, out of the garbage. When is the last time you sat still, perfectly still, and put away all of the garbage and all of the noise? That's what you're searching for. You're searching for quiet. You're searching for something that the world cannot give you. You're searching for something inside of yourself that you do not yet know. You feel it, but you don't know what it is. It's something that you cannot see, taste, touch, nor smell. We can't find this thing with our five senses. This is why it's so confusing. This is why everybody is so confused. They're looking for something that they cannot find with the human eye. Do you understand? So those of you who understand, those who have the ears to hear the sound waves of what I'm saying to you, most of you will understand, some of you won't. But either way, I'm gonna continue talking, rambling. And in fact, it's not just a ramble. This is the absolute ramble of truth, because everything I'm trying to purport onto you is truth, but many people don't have the ears to hear truth. So there's going to be a side who hears the truth, and there's going to be a side who's here just to be entertained. Those of you who know. But anyways, the society in the world is starting to become a very, very funny place, and everybody is starting to check out of reality because they know something is wrong. Even when I was a little kid, it used to be this nagging feeling in the back of my mind, something is wrong. Even when they told me about school, when they told me about college, when they told me about working a job, I always looked around because I grew up in the hood. I grew up around pimps, drug dealers. I grew up around gangsters and killers and hitmen. My grandfather was a hitman, and I grew up around these type of men. But they were the men that actually had the movement and the amount of money to even do some things. We certainly wasn't rich, but they were better off than working a 9-to-5. So when I was a little kid, I always knew somehow the system was corrupt or something to a certain basis. Knew something was wrong with the world. Because how am I looking around and the hardest workers who were working the jobs and working the 9 to 5s, they were the ones that were struggling the most, while the other people had these different types of lives. So I always knew intrinsically as a kid, you have to escape the system in some way. I knew it was for me. If I was going to have to learn how to make some money or do something, I surely wasn't. I wasn't even as a kid. I wasn't even thinking about a 9 to 5 or going to college. I was already thinking, okay, I know I don't want to be no drug dealer, no pimp, or none of these things. So what can I possibly do? So we grew up with the psyop of sports. We grew up with the psyops of sports. So even for the black, I'm just speaking for the black people right now, but I'm saying even for the black people, it was a big psyop that you had to be, the only way you can be successful is through sports. We always grew up in football or basketball or something. So I always knew that the traditional route wasn't necessarily true. Something was up. So I always knew since a kid, and I think most of you feel this too. That's why the reason why you can't sleep. You have a hidden destiny. You have something that you need to fulfill. You have something that you need to do. There's a reason why you're watching this video. The reason you're watching is because you've been the same exact way since you were a kid. You just never even tried to open up that veil. You've never tried to actually do that thing which the kid version of you would have done. The kid version of you had been doing something. And I'm saying this from an absolute position of truth because I'm doing exactly what I was doing 12 years ago. I could pop up a video, but I'm probably not going to pop this video up in here. But 12 years ago, I was doing the same exact thing. The same exact thing. Me sitting in front of this camera talking, 12 years old as a kid. 10, 12 years ago, I've been doing the same exact thing. So I think everybody should go back to their childhood roots, those things that made you intrinsically happy when you were a kid. Not necessarily external happiness, but something internal that cannot be took. So the point I was making about the whole story is I always knew something was wrong with the world. So I always grew up, I always knew I was either going to have to go the orchestra route. I used to be an orchestra. I had to learn how to play instruments, go orchestra, or I knew I was going to have to do sports, or I knew I was going to have to do boxing or chess. I knew one of those routes was the route out. I knew it wasn't the traditional route. And I don't know how I knew this as a kid, but I think most people even knew this as a kid. I think most people felt it. Like, how are the people who's working the 9 to 5 struggling the most? There has to be something wrong with the world. And even when I used to look around and even as I grow older, at this age, I get to I'm looking around. How does this person have $15 million for a boat? This person have $15 million for a boat. And we can't, and still have money left over. And there are certain things we can't do. This bothered me. You know, this didn't bother me in a way of shutting me down or inspiring hatred. But no, it was bothering me to the point where curiosity is one of the critical ingredients to success or critical ingredients into improvement. There's something you're searching for as you sleep, as you're fumbling around, as you're watching all these videos. There's something you're searching for, but you cannot find those things in these videos. You have to find it inside of yourself. And most people don't even want to take the time to truly find that thing, because once you find that thing, it can't be took. So this is why people don't do it. So this is why I'm telling you to do it. I'm telling you to do it. But this is why I'm trying to explain in a certain way where the pigs, let me not say it, but okay. There's something wrong with the world. You know there's something wrong with the world. Continue your search, but the search is not going to be found in entertainment. That's what I can say. It's not going to be found in entertainment. It's not going to be, it's not going to be an emotional pool. And I think this is why people can't do it. This is why people can't ever get the solution of what they're trying to find, because you're trying to find something when you're fumbling around in sleep. So this is why people can't never get the solution, because they want to be entertained. They want to laugh. They want it to feel good. They want a feel-good message. But the truth is not always feeling good. The truth is facts, and which is why a certain creature on earth can't understand facts, because they think with an emotional brain. So we have to start to digest new ways of thinking. We have to digest from our current state of reality and truly start to recognize that everything around you has been a total lie. Everything around you is almost a lie. Everything has been a psyop. Everything you know about women, female nature is a psyop. Everything you know about money It's a psyop. All of it is a psyop. All of these things has been constructed to us. All of these things has been taught to us since an early age, which I'm telling you, break free now. You have to break free. So this is why I'm talking about this particular thing, because the thing you're searching for is this hidden utopia. It's the perfect life that the human search is searching for inside of our souls. And this can only be found within. Those of you who have ears and made it to the end shall hear. But the other people, they just made it to this end. They even hearing this and still have no idea what I'm talking about. But anyways, in case of deletion, you know where to find me. 2 links in the description. T.me/Preem Operations is a free Telegram and a free Substack. In case of deletion, you know where to find me. Peace out.